Rendani, good afternoon. I guess plumbing is one of those that people don't really think about, especially young ones who are entering the mainstream economy in terms of work.
Good afternoon to you on your side. And before even answering your question, I'd just like to recognize and thank you for the opportunity from the Plumbing Industry Registration Board. What a fantastic opportunity for us to express the value and opportunities within our industry, which is the plumbing industry. But to go straight into what you just raised, yes, plumbing is definitely not an attractive industry or a career choice. It's never a first choice career option when it comes to youngsters that are coming out of school. And the reason for that, obviously, is the perception and the lack of information around the value and the depth within the plumbing industry. And I mean, let's be honest, when you think of plumbing, you think of a guy with dirty jeans who unblocks toilets. And that's how far it goes. But it actually extends further to that. And if only young people understood that it's so broad, it's divided into different categories. There's designations, there's specializations, there's technical work, there's administrative work, it's so broad, there's so much value and opportunity. And platforms like this give us an opportunity to share, and I hope young people will be listening to this.
Okay, I mean, we thought, it's beginning of the year, we're just getting the matric results this week. But, I mean, what are the bare minimums a young person would need, or qualifications, or prerequisites to get into this industry?
The most important requirement is passion. This industry shouldn't be a second or third option. You know, it's passion, and I'll explain why it should be taken serious. Plumbing is responsible for transporting the most valuable commodity on earth, which is water. It's probably the longest lasting career, and it will probably be there until there's no longer an existence or a need for water, because water is life. But minimum requirements besides passion, I mean, you can actually, from grade 9 outwards, you can actually start doing some practical courses, but also matriculation is quite a good certificate to have, or a requirement to have, which will get you into the TVET colleges, whether it's a private or a governed institution. But there's the bare minimum requirements is passion, grade 9, a whole lot of interest in this industry, as well as a matric certificate. But after you move from matric, you go into your TVET colleges, which you do your theoretical knowledge as well as your practical knowledge. And moving from 2 to 3 years, depending on what you want to specialize in, you then go into getting what we call a trade test, which you have to obviously apply for. The organizations that offer that. And once you pass your trade test, you then come to us, the Plumbing Industry Registration Board, in order for us to make sure you are verified, you have a license, and consumers don't have uncertainty when you offer services.
So that licensing process is very important. So it's a different steps. But you said there are different aspects in terms of plumbing. It's not just fixing the leaking pipe or the blocked toilet or the best geyser. There's other parts of this plumbing career that a young person might get involved with. Can you just share some few examples?
I love that. Thank you for bringing that up. Plumbing is broken up into different segments, all right? The general one, people think of the technical work that plumbers do. So that's obviously unblocking drains, but that's technical is so broad. There's geyser installations, there's heat pump, there's solar. It goes beyond. I mean, as I said, there's specializations, there's designations. That's just the technical side of the work. There's also the administrative opportunities that exist. As the PRB, we were fortunate enough to work with the role players within the plumbing industry, which are the plumbers, the consumers, the government. We work with the South African Bureau of Standards. That's an opportunity because it's still part of our industry. The Department of Water Affairs, it goes bigger and beyond. I mean, there's also the private sector where we work with manufacturers. Those manufacturers manufacture the products that are essentially used to conduct the services that are required or that are rendered. So it's so broad. There's also entrepreneurial opportunities, becoming a business person, growing financially on your own, obviously with a team, but with the skills and the knowledge and the support system and great organization, it's beyond. The list is endless.
Okay.
So to young people, I'd like to just share that.
Yeah, so Rendani, there are lots of opportunities there. It's not just the technical side. There's more. The technical side is important, of course. It is the lifeblood of plumbing. As we conclude, and very briefly, if you may, Rendani, if somebody is listening to this, they've got a young one who's either just completed matric or who's been stuck for whatever reason, and after grade 10 or grade 11, and they don't know what to do, or they just could not get into a TVET college or go to that particular training for the trades, and they want to get into the industry. How do they get in touch, for example, with yourselves? Where are the platforms for them to engage with the plumbing industry?
Okay, thank you for that as well. For us, I would like to encourage everyone to go onto our website, www.pirb.co.za. And I'd like to encourage young people, and this is a very important part, I'm very passionate about what I'm about to say, young females. We have a 2.4% involvement of females within the plumbing industry. The gap is open, all right? Let's change the perception that this is a male-orientated industry. It is not like that. Women are incubators. You give life. So if we don't have the significant involvement and participation from women, there's no life within the plumbing industry. I have to name drop people like Lorraine Moy, who's the South African, who's the chairperson of South African Women in Plumbing. I mean, here's an opportunity, but find out more information, go on to our website, give us support. I'm saying we offer exactly what you might want, but we can direct you to the right channels.
Rendani Tshivhula, thank you very much. He's, of course, from the Plumbing Industry Registration Board. Go to their website. You can find out more about the opportunities that may be there for you. And, of course, flying that gender flag very high. It's an inclusive industry.